Good day, football fans. Today, let's talk about why African teams fail to perform at World Cup. This year, 2022, Morocco became the first African team ever to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup after defeating Portugal. No African team has ever made it to the semi-finals before. Why and what needs to be done to make a continent's dream come true? Since its inauguration in 1930, 13 African nations have participated in the World Cup. Only 4 of them have reached the quarterfinals. Cameroon in 1990, Senegal in 2002, Ghana in 2010, and only Morocco made it to the semi-finals in 2022. By the way, African players are currently shaking up Europe's domestic football scene like never before, with many among the world's elite. So here are the reasons why are their national teams on the African continent lagging behind. First, there is a need to develop a vision. African national teams lack clear perspective and long-term planning. There is to be a training strategy to work on raising the level of football in Africa, and a must to invest in the training of coaches. It is not possible to enter a tournament one day and then set a lofty target like reaching the quarterfinal. So African federations need to be more focused. Set a goal like reaching a World Cup semi-final and give themselves more than 10 years to achieve that goal. Second, there is a need for resources. Honestly, to carefully build a team, training competent personnel, and implementing a project with all the technical, physical, and mental work required takes time. But above all, money is needed. In this respect, African teams are still light years away from their European or South American counterparts. For example, the 2022 total budget of the French Football Federation was above 257 million US dollars. By way of comparison, the budget of Ghana was the equivalent of just 14 million US dollars. However, the lack of funding is not only the reason, but also the number of participating teams from Africa as compared to Europe and South America. So statistically, it's less likely that one of these teams can make it to the final. The third reason is the role of psychology and mental preparation. In Africa, we tend to not work on things that have long been standards in Europe or South America. One good example is mental aspects. Mostly African teams rely too heavily on the talent of the few biggest stars, whilst neglecting other parts of the game. In reality, even the best player in the world, it happens that he might make bad decisions and may not know what to do with the ball in stressful situations. It's a question of mental preparation, which directly correlates with performances on the pitch. Mentally prepared players, even under pressure, they never force the ball but stick to their preferred approach. Mentally unprepared teams, on the other side, tend to just clear the ball as far as possible in stressful situations. The reason number 4, pressure. expectations are much higher in African countries than elsewhere. In Europe, they hope the national team win the World Cup, but in Africa, it is a must. Most African players are able to handle pressure when they play in their European clubs. But in their African national teams, it's something totally different because the whole country is expecting victory. So they feel a lot of pressure, hence make a lot of mistakes. Thanks so much for listening. Please share your views and opinions below, and do not forget to subscribe and like my video.